there. Oh my goodness. You can go on share it.
Mm-hmm.
Share it.
Sure.
Me share it? Are they here?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm going to go here. I'll share and then.
I hate the new Twitter.
I've had this for a long time.
Yeah.
You just got it?
Oh, they need the link. Let me see if I can find it.
I just tweeted it.
No, but people are sending me DMs. Let's see.
Oh, there we are. You can copy it and tweet it. And...
Hey,
there we are.
There we are. How do I share this?
Share it. How's everybody doing today?
All right.
Well, that's only a couple of... Hey, there's Lacey. I can't see too good.
What's up? We're here.
I had like one contact in.
Uh-oh.
So I feel like it's like not working. Hello.
Live stream chat.
Oh, we got Lacey. We got Maya already. Oh my goodness.
Lacey.
Maya on a Wednesday? To what do we owe the honor?
And so today is a therapy chat.
Therapy chat. What do we need therapy for?
Everything.
You mean the world's going to crazy?
World War III.
Oh my goodness. If you want, I can move this whole thing over.
Hi, Simone.
What's up?
Lacey, Maya, Simone.
And then that
Where's
way
Dawn?
we don't look like we're looking so far to the side. Dawn?
Should tag Dawn.
Oh, Dawn should be here soon.
Don't forget.
Oh, we're not on mirror, so I can actually move my hair the right way.
Oh, yeah, we are, because all those signs are backwards.
That's what I mean. Usually, oh, you're right. Yeah, usually have it
so
switched around so
therapy.
people can read the signs.
Hey, what's up, Valerie?
What's up? I can't read.
Epic t-shirt. You expect a t-shirt for your feet? Yeah, you guys deserve one.
Uh-oh.
But we need to start a cult, I've decided.
A cult?
Yeah, because that's like the new craze on TikTok. They started cults, but they're like fan cults. Like this girl, she's really funny. And she decided, her and her fan base just decided to start their own cult as a joke. Like, it's not really
fans? What show?
Huh?
For X-Files or for?
No, it's a TikToker. I'm telling you, it's a TikTok trend. Like.
But for what show?
It's her.
For her show.
It's for her, the TikToker. I mean, she started a cult
on TikTok. It's a cult about me?
About her. Yeah. I mean, she's funny. She posts funny videos. They're called the Step Chickens. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple comments on my videos from Step Chickens. Everyone that's in the cult has changed their avatar to her avatar, which is really goofy. It's just from her forehead
Step Chickens?
The Step Chickens. She's a really funny Asian girl. And but the picture is unflattering, so she picked the most unflattering pic. She's very attractive, but it's just from like this part up. She's really funny. Hey, what's up? A pandemic cult, yes, but we need a name. And there's also now there's like these cult wars. They go and they.
There is a pandemic cult. They're called the COVIDiots.
Oh yeah, they go on to TikTok and they battle zone in people's video, which means they try to get as many comments from their cult on someone's video, and the person's video is like, "What the heck? What's that going on?" Like, there's some other cult called the Weenies.
Well, the moral of the story is when we have way too much time on our hands, we will sink.
Hello, Maria, James.
What's up?
Tina's in the house.
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah. So
welcome.
We just got to come up with a good cult name.
Yeah.
And we're good.
We already are. We already are a cult. We're the original cult, the Duchovniaks.
That's not really a cult.
We're a disease too, apparently.
I came down with Duchovnia.
We're a diseased cult called the Duchovniaks.
Oh, I got a bad case of Duchovnia.
Oh.
What's wrong with him? He's a Duchovnia.
Oh, powerlessness. My only power. We can do it now. I'm with the piano.
Stanza.
Powerlessness. My only power. Hopelessness, my only hope.
I play the wrong note.
Something like that.
I could play it.
Okay.
Wait, right. I forgot how to play it now. Oh, yeah. Wait.
What song is it?
That was it. What song is that?
What's the wrong key? It's an E minor, not an E minor.
No, I played this based on ear of when the actual. Powerlessness.
My only power. Is he playing in D minor in the? No, it's E minor. I think you must be transposed wrong on your keyboard.
Not.
No, it's here. Unless I changed it so I could play it on guitar more easily. I don't think I did that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, smash that like button.
Only hope. I see the girl up in the tower, but my hand can't grasp the road.
I don't think that's right. A new talent deal, that's right. Hey, Brad, guess what I've got here for you? No, Maya said what we need is a new talent deal. The Cubby-Axe cover band.
Names, but I won't come. I can't play because I'm not completely centered here. I said I'm done, right? I'll just keep my word.
I think we should charge for this rehearsal.
All right. I need like 5 minutes with it. You're playing the wrong key. You know what? Let's see what key he sings it in.
Yeah. Powerlessness. My only power.
Too high for me.
Hopelessness, my only hope.
It's too high for me. That's why I sing it differently for the hands can't grasp the rope part.
I think that's right. You changed the key so you can sing it better.
No, I only changed that part. I didn't change the key. I sang different notes.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Let's see which one.
Up in the town.
All right, let's see.
Put my hand. Da-da.
So maybe I brought it up a half step.
You brought it down a whole step. Hey, Cheryl, you're just in time. They're trying to get our attention, I think.
I see the girl up in the tower, but my hands can't grasp the road.
What's Don saying? I can't read what he's saying. My glasses aren't working.
My hands can't grasp the road. So I changed it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you took it down a whole step.
No, but I changed that.
The word, the notes, the melody.
No, my hands. So I don't know. No, my hands can't grasp the road. You know what it is? It's because of yeah. Stop, drop, drag me.
Piano stopped working. Oh no.
Turn, lock the fire. Lock the fire is scared.
I can't read what they're saying. I need you to read what they're saying.
All right, too high for me. Hi everybody. We need notes to rehearse. I joined the other stream. The other stream is not working. Walt started a stream that we don't have on this computer.
What stream?
The one that you started that we couldn't connect to because the software isn't on this computer.
How to do that?
So when you started that stream, wait, that's weird because we never actually went live. We were trying to connect to the software that isn't on this computer.
No, we never did that.
we don't have the software on the computer. It's easy. You can download it if you want.
What's the software?
It's free. It's OBS Studio.
Is that what you've been using upstairs?
Mm-hmm. That's the one that allows us to like show the screen.
Yeah.
And it actually is better. So what's up,
Walt is hilarious?
Walt is hilarious. Yeah, he turned the piano off on me, but I can't do that with you.
Why not? You can reach over me.
I can't.
Yeah.
Stop, drop, drag me into place. Lock the fire escapes. I'll break your pretty face. Yeah. Oh, you clever little things. She's gonna make lunch sycophantic teens.
All right. We're losing Cheryl. Come on. We're losing Cheryl. We can't lose Cheryl. Whatever we do, we can't lose
I was
Cheryl.
trying to do a mashup with that and Unsaid Undone.
Yeah, but they don't quite work.
They do.
This is for Cheryl, though.
No, she's actually going.
No.
It's not fair that you have the power button.
I have all the power. Powerlessness, not today.
Powerlessness.
I have the power.
I can't play the words. Well, I made a video of me singing that and put it on Twitter.
In that key?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
And Brad actually liked my tweet.
He likes that key. That's a good key for Brett. And I feel so bad. My eyes are just not working today. I have one contact in, so that's not helping. I feel like I'm not far enough away from my contacts. I'm not close enough. If I go like that, I can read. Okay. Today. I have ultimate power. I had guac and chips. Tasted great. So today,
we're just like, hey, how's everyone doing type day? Because, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world right now. And
I had to turn the news off. I don't want to not be supportive of what's going on, but it's just what's going on is bad, and then they make it worse. I think they highlighting the worst of the worst.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad. There's what's great for
I don't need to hear
better stuff that's more positive. TikTok.
There you go.
They actually have positive stuff on there.
If I want mindless dribble, I'll play my stupid video games.
But it's social media, and they talk about what's going on, but they don't do it in such a negative way. It's a much more positive platform.
But how can you trust what they're saying?
I don't know. There's a really beautiful video that someone put that I hadn't seen anywhere else. It was a bunch of protesters guarding the Target down in
that's cool.
Brooklyn, and they formed like a human wall.
That's cool.
So that the looters couldn't get in.
Good for them.
And I was like,
good for them.
Wow, I didn't see this. I didn't see this on Twitter. And then I see cops that are minorities and people that are getting ready for work, putting on their uniform and showing them with their family and saying, please don't hate me. There's just stuff that you see. I've seen a few things, that are more positive, and we don't see that on the news, and we don't. I'm not saying the press isn't, and I don't really pay too much attention to the news now because, I kind of have to, because what we're seeing on the news, the press getting arrested is I couldn't believe that. And the fact that it kept happening.
Well, that gut punch with the shield?
The guy that came out.
They all look like Captain America shields?
At the White House a few nights ago. And pardon me for getting political. It's just our rights are being stripped away in addition to this horrible atrocity, which is police brutality that's happening in the world. And the people that want to hear their voices, they have the right to protest. They have the right to speak up and march. It's not their fault. They didn't start this because a murder started this, a murder that we all had to see online.
Yeah.
And anything that happened after that, you can't blame the protesters because honestly, they just want to get out and hear their voices. Any criminal or looters that come in and just take advantage of that, that's not them. That's not on them. It's on, honestly, the person who started the violence. So, you want to see more positively, like the National Guardsmen who put up their shields down because it was a peaceful protest. Yeah, and there have been some sweet things I've seen, and they don't show it on the news. It's mostly social media. If it weren't for social media, there's a lot of stuff I wouldn't see. There was another girl on TikTok that was fist bumping, like she was at the White House, and she was fist bumping all of the guys that were standing in the line.
Mm-hmm.
And
they were fist pumping her back?
yeah, they were loving it.
Oh, okay.
They
the cops or the
military?
Yeah.
They were. I mean, she's a cute girl, but I mean, who wasn't gonna? I mean, she had a beautiful smile, and she was up there saying, you know, I want my voice to be heard, you know, as a person of color, and it's living. She's young, and she just went through, and she's just and there's like a lot of that just doesn't get seen, and yeah, I saw that. So did you guys see the video of a criminal that tried to load the ATM into the bus? And the bus driver was like, no, you're not getting on my bus. He had a whole ass ATM machine.
Have a better escape plan, guys.
Dude.
That's the moral of the story.
And then in the midst of all of this, I see there's a lot of Caucasian people running in and grabbing Nikes. Running in and grabbing Gucci bags. Like I saw someone stop their car and they saw that somebody had thrown a brick inside of a store and they were like, oh crap, I've been out of work for like 2 weeks or whatever, 2 months. I'm getting my Nikes. So, you know, you can't put it all on anyone. I just think that this horrible turn event, it's just like, it was like the powder keg.
Oh, it's a perfect storm for sure.
It's just it's a storm, and the fact that all 50 states have protesters,
mm-hmm.
and almost every other country that is able to protest is, and I just really, it's very nice to see that happening around the world.
I wonder if on some levels it's not a bad thing that everything's been shut down when this happened.
So hey, Teresa.
Because hey, what's up? Because you know, with all the violence that has happened by some of the outside forces, right? The looting's usually of locals that are the local criminals, but the people, like the woman from Catskills that threw a Molotov cocktail into the police van, like those kinds of people, but the ones that are creating real havoc and destruction, not necessarily the looters.
There are very.
Oh no, my
nice
point being,
groups.
let me talk for a change.
Sorry.
My point, because I'm ready to leave if you don't.
My
point being, just for a second, my point being that by things being shut down, there's a lot less potential damage. I mean, human damage. Like people could have really gotten hurt if people were actually working, trying to run business. People are getting hurt. Protesters are getting hurt. Military is getting hurt. Cops are getting hurt. But if these businesses were open, and those, you know what I mean? Because they're shut down, like there's damage. There's more damage than human damage.
But they're good. They have insurance.
Yeah.
You know, this damage
Most
can
do.
They can be replaced. You need to have insurance.
The big stores do, but they're saying a lot of the little stores don't have the right insurance for this.
Okay, well that's a
different story, different problem.
Then.
Yeah,
that's a whole different thing. The Targets that are being looted. I'm not saying it's right, but
a lot of small time places don't have the right insurance.
No, Target is not small.
No, Target. No, and Target closed because there's like we're not going to put our people at risk. At the same time, it's one of the few stores that's open. So people that need groceries and stuff.
The older people that are home trying to hide from getting this pathogen, this deadly pathogen, or I started worrying. I was like, we need to start stock up on toilet paper again because all these stores are going to close because they don't want to get looted. And I was worried that, you know, we're not going to be able to get stuff again. And I was like, no, we just started to reopen things. But none of it is anything close to what, you know, George Floyd and his family went through.
No.
It's stuff. It's stuff. It's not a life. It's stuff. You know, when someone starts getting physically violent against another person, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And so tear gas. Oh, you were tear gassed on? Huh. That's another story. I don't want to know why. Delaware has been great. Well, we have Joe Biden out there walking on the street taking pictures with people. And whoever, yeah, that's right, Maya. If someone is on a bus, they probably didn't have a bus ticket, but they had the ATM.
I'm like, hey, dude, you help me break into this, I can pay my bus fare.
Dude, like a whole, and there was also, I don't know if I think I shared it, I don't know where, I shared it somewhere. There's all these cops everywhere, like barricaded up all over New York City, and just hear sirens and just people, and there aren't that many protesters, but it looks like a martial law,
right?
Because it was after curfew, right? This was surreal because I got I don't know if you guys got this. I got a notification on my phone of when curfew started that sounded like an Amber Alert.
Oh wow!
And it was creepy as hell.
Is it LA that
But-
the curfew starts at 6 or something like that? Like somewhere had a really early curfew.
Yeah, I think
I was surprised how early that
it might have
curfew
been in
was.
Minneapolis actually. It had the early curfew.
Maybe.
But that one of the it was like, and then you see Mr. Softy coming through with Mr. and the real Mr. Softy with the real Mr. Softy music.
Yeah.
Going through all these police cars. I'm like, damn, Mr. Softy's still out there. And you just like, it's like all these cops. And you
And nobody eluded Mr. Softy?
No one messed with Mr. Softy. Mr. Softy, like, someone could have come loot you. You just drive away.
Are the protesters eating Mr. Softy? Like, is that like
Maybe he
how
gave
they're
it out
feeding?
to the protesters.
Oh, maybe. I think got thousands of people out there.
I was hoping to go to the beach for birthday next Monday. I'm not sure if curfew's in place. Yeah, we do need to get that story. The picture of the Lincoln Memorial was quite shocking. I know a couple who got married there years ago. Yeah, that was shocking. I have to say, there's just been so much shocking stuff. When I saw the CNN reporter get arrested, and that was like the beginning of it, and then it kept happening, and I kept seeing reports of legitimate verified accounts of protesters being locked up, news reporters being locked up after showing their credentials, continuing, and the guy that got punched in the face, that when they came out to clear out the area outside the White House the other day, there's really no excuse for that. I hope that cop is held accountable, because they kept playing that video over and over again. Like, the guy was just standing there with his, he was sitting there with his camera, and the cop just came around the corner and just like hit him and just completely attacked him. That kind of violence is absolutely, it's not called for. It's disgusting. And
well, even after they turned to go, the guy batoned the woman that was with him.
Yeah. I know. And the women, I've seen women get thrown down. I've seen women get body slammed. It's something I just have not seen before in this country. Mr. Softy's going around Philadelphia. The Lincoln Memorial. I'd show Walt the picture of that this morning. Yesterday, at the time, they said that they were issuing bayonets to everyone in the military that was going into D.C. And then I see that picture outside of Lincoln Memorial, and I think you said it looked like National Guard.
I saw an article, I think it was The Hill, said it was the National Guard.
Okay, because they didn't identify what branch of the military they were, and they were standing in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and I understand they were doing that probably so that it doesn't get vandalized.
Yeah.
But do you really need, like, there must have been at least 50 to 100 of them.
And the way they were staged was kind of...
Yeah, the way they were, it was very
interesting.
It had a very eerie...
It looked like the
Nazi Germany feeling. Yeah, I'd hate to say it that.
The end of the Mark Wahlberg movie. Not that they look like monkeys, but the way that the military blocking the Lincoln Memorial, which was then, a monkey memorial.
One of the actresses on a couple of celebrities have been arrested. One of the actresses on Nosferatu got hit in the head with a rubber bullet for just standing there.
Oh, right.
Jakara.
How is she? Is her eye okay? Or
she's fine. She's fine. But
there's one woman lost an eye because she got hit by
a reporter lost an eye.
Yeah.
The video of, I guess it was National Guard going into these neighborhoods that looked like suburban neighborhoods. They didn't look like they were urban neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And firing at people on porches because they didn't go in their houses. That was like...
You know what I keep thinking? I wonder what...
Hey, Michelle.
Like, the folks that are, like, supporting the Second Amendment folks going to the Capitol steps with AK-47. Can you imagine all the black guys going to the Capitol steps, standing in front of the White House with an AK-47?
Imagine if
tell me they wouldn't be mowed down by cops.
Imagine if they sent
right away.
Gangs in there.
Yeah.
Like gangs.
Well, not even gangs. No, I'm talking about upstanding citizens
that had guns.
That have AK-47s dressed the way that those Second Amendment folks were protesting.
You mean the militia? The
militia type. But, in states where they're allowed to have open carry.
Oh.
And they're protesting with their AK-47s standing on the steps to, like,
that was Michigan,
the city hall.
Right? The Michigan government.
Was it Michigan? There were a few states that
I don't think you can open carry here, actually.
No, well, not here. No. But let's say, and it was only like a couple dozen people because they're like the most extremist folks that were doing it. But let's say, and then because there are all these photos going around, oh, we were complaining about them not social distancing. Some of the protesters, most of the protesters actually are wearing masks. Like they're on top of each other, but they're wearing masks. You know, it's still probably a little nerve wracking. I'm curious to see what the numbers do in the next week.
It's a lot of young people.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of young people out there.
But my point is, you know, the difference is, what if you saw those people with AK-47s on the Capitol steps, on the state capitol, of the city hall? Tell me they would not be mowed down because they would not trust a black person with a gun.
Well, I don't think you can do an open carry over there, period.
Well, no, not in D.C. No, but I'm saying in the places. But I'm saying, you know, all things being equal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, they would definitely.
Because everyone's saying, what's the difference? What's the difference?
I mean, you can't even have you know, what is it, like a toy gun and not get shot. So
well, yeah. Oh, that's
you
the
can't even
thing.
have
Yeah.
Skittles in your pocket and not get shot. So that's a given.
Yeah.
I think your zipper's down again.
Nobody
can see it.
Let me stand up and show.
Okay, so Don says in Boy Scouts we visit a state police barrack and they thought it would be a good idea to set off a canister and let us kids run through it. What? They tear gassed the Boy Scouts?
Wow.
And then the other time,
that's good leadership.
Watkins Glen race in the 70s group, people were burning a car. Oh, wow. And we went over to watch riots, tear gassed everyone.
You know, there have been certain crowds that have been unruly. Throwing bottles at the cops, throwing stuff. You know, 4 cops got shot in St. Louis. You know, there has been.
There was a cop in Vegas.
You know, there have been bad things happening on both sides.
Cop,
you know, not to equivocate what happened to Charlottesville.
The guy was killed too.
A cop?
Retired cop. Was killed by looters.
And they said the federal officer was shot in Oakland or something like that, and they're looking for like a white van or something like that. I haven't seen that on the news. That's something that people sent me, so I don't want to. You know, I haven't seen that talked about in the news, so maybe it's still kind
20
of
guys in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Michelle, right before you came on.
Yeah.
We believe it's the National Guard. We don't know because they didn't display what military branch they were, and their faces were completely covered.
Michelle, you're downtown, right? Or are you in the burbs?
You're in Crystal City area, right?
Is that as bad as across the river? Anything on Crystal City?
I'm assuming.
With the Pentagon there. Pentagon's
everything
there,
seems to be happening down by the White House.
Yeah.
The main news here is how Trump tried to make Melania smile at St. Paul. Damn, that picture. I was saying to people, maybe they should try like throwing holy water on him, or just don't let him near the holy water.
Let's see what I put on Facebook.
See what happens if he goes. You know, I guess in the Catholic thing, you what do you do with the holy water? Because they throw it on you, right? Or they
they do the. Well, then they
do that, and then see him burn.
It's like Holy Thursday. You get the sprinkling.
Going into the city the next day or two. All right. Well, please be safe. I think things last night finally settled down in New York. I'm not sure what happened. I saw a lot of tweets from people out on the ground protesting, saying they shut down the subways ahead of the curfew. So people were like, "How the hell are we getting home?" They're walking across the bridge, and then they blocked off the bridge, and they trapped people on the bridge. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Well, no, that was a protest marching into Manhattan.
They wouldn't let people go in.
Right. Yeah, that's not necessarily not letting them go home. They wouldn't let anybody. They didn't want the march going into Manhattan.
How about the guy that let I saw that. The guy let protesters into his house to protect him from the cops. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And the whole situation with the church outside and the whole photo, that just backfired, man. That really backfired, because then after all of that happened, he released this video that tried to make him look cool of walking over the church, but everyone knows what he did.
Well, there's still about 30 million people that thought he looked cool doing it. That's the problem. That's at the end of it. At the end of the day, that is kind of the problem.
These people, they want their Second Amendment, but they don't want everyone to have their First Amendment.
Right. And it's not just Second Amendment.
You can't cherry pick. Right. This is the Constitution.
Yeah.
We never said we're going to take away your Second Amendment. Yeah. We said we need laws in place to be more strict about the Second Amendment.
They say there's strict constitutionalists. What they really mean is they want everybody to think and believe and say what they believe, think, and say. And and they want somebody like Trump to be a dictator to make sure everybody does it.
So the DC police didn't ignore the curfew last night. Didn't go crazy like they had the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yesterday was
They're
primaries.
like the Bolsheviks in Russia 100 some years ago. Where they're actually the minority, but because they came with all the guns.
Okay. It's just crazy though. When I saw that happen, I was like, I can't believe they shot at these protesters that were just standing there to go on a private area, and the clergymen got shot, like for the church that you're
Rubber
going
bullets?
into. Yes. Yeah, but rubber bullets seem to be painful from everything I've heard. And they're leaving. They're leaving marks, and they can still take out an eye. So.
Well, then that family that was just on their porch, and they said, "Light up!"
Yeah, I heard that. These guys thought they're like in a video game or something.
There's marches on the street. They're like, "We're on the porch."
I think they just wanted to be like, "Oh my God, we're being deployed to do something. Light them up!" I'm like, "Whoa, these are Americans. You're not in. This isn't like freaking Call of Duty." I don't understand. And if someone did that to me on my porch, oh my God, I think there would be a lawsuit.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of lawsuits.
You
there's
cannot
gonna be a lot of changes.
You cannot assault someone on their porch for no reason.
God, I hope. There's been a lot of mistakes. I think it all depends what happens in November, because this Justice Department is not going to be very good at rooting out the problem on either side. I don't think they're gonna.
If they can take away rights to freedom of speech, freedom to protest, to assemble, they can take out your right to vote. How far will they go? Like, it seems like a little thing right now that they silenced protesters that were out there by force and attacked them. Yeah. But that was just a first step, maybe to make us a little bit more numb to it.
Well, there's already big lawsuits for that in the courts for what happened 2 nights ago.
Yeah, and the police had paint guns. Yeah, and the people that are arguing that it was okay to do keep saying, well, they were told to go inside. Yeah. The curfew didn't say you had to be inside your house. It said you had to be home. You can be outside. There were strict guidelines for the curfew. It said you could stand on your porch. You can be in your yard. You can even start a fire in your yard if you want. You just couldn't be out in the public. You need
to be on your property. Yeah. Now, question.
I don't know about the paint guns.
What do you call it? Well, I think those are kind of like the rubber bullets. Like they're kind of like paint guns, but they're meant to hurt. They're meant to tag.
Yeah, they were like, there are guys that are like, oh, stop crying about paint gun bullets. I'm like, those are painful.
Yeah, and the ones that got hit in the eye, there are people that have been injured. The people that got hit in the leg, and it's not good. But what's going on around the world more and more? France, I think they had in England too, Jane, right? I know, I think in Holland, in Amsterdam, there was a protest, right? Talking about all the different protests around the world that are kind of rising up in support of DC or in support of America, but also
they had it in
saying, hey, we have problems here too. We have, it was kind of called out in Europe, I think, with the immigration issue coming out of Syria and the Middle East in general, the refugee problem. But, it was called to our attention, at least, that Europe in general does a much worse job at integrating. I think the laws are not as Britain, bad, but
Germany, France, I think, though, also in Sweden and a whole bunch of other. Denmark, I saw. There was a huge crowd in Amsterdam. Yeah. Auckland. We want to move to New Zealand, by the way. We're ready to go. We have to wait until we go.
Can we move to that southern island of New Zealand that's like below the southern island that nobody's allowed to live there really because it's a bird sanctuary, but I'll go live there.
It was changed to 11 tonight. Oh God, I don't think that's a good idea.
Where, in New York or where?
In DC. Here we had 11, and that's when all hell broke loose. So they changed it to 7, and now it's better.
On the bright side, I think in a lot of cities, there's nothing else left to loot. They got all the good blocks. They boarded up a lot of places, but they broke into a lot of the blocks where all the money is. They got the Gucci. They're getting. Diamonds are getting, this and that. And I wonder what the diamond district in New York is like right now.
Some controversy because we know there's a little bit of tension between the Dominican community and the Black communities in New York because I lived in Washington Heights for a while, and it's pretty like I've heard. I haven't experienced because I'm neither. I haven't experienced it firsthand.
You're not Dominican?
No, I'm not Dominican. As being a white person, being the minority living in Washington Heights, there's some issues last night with the protesters. There were Black protesters trying to go up to the Washington Heights area, and the locals chased them off. So, and they weren't being destructive, but yeah, they were trying to go up to Dykeman Street. And actually, we lived on that, right? Did we live on Dykeman? No, we lived on
Fort Washington.
No, what was the second place we lived? Oh,
Audubon.
Yeah.
Dykeman is the one that's way up. We looked at that apartment there.
Yeah.
I forget what year that was.
Yeah.
We moved into 171st.
And it's interesting that because they could easily be targeted, and they know they are by cops. And I'm not saying like as if it's a regular occurrence, but it does happen, obviously, and it's a problem that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
People in the Washington Heights community could very easily be mistaken or targeted because just they're a minority. And also, I'm trying to say this without sounding like offensive or anything. Their skin color and they might appear to be African American. They're Dominican, but I mean, I've had ignorant people come by and wonder why a Black person knew Spanish. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like people that didn't know, people from the South, where it's like you have.
And they thought you were Puerto Rican, so they're wondering why you don't know Spanish.
No, I'm saying a white person that came in and had said something was like, well, when did all these Black people learn Spanish? It's like, they're not, well, I mean, they're Black. I don't know what they get offended if you call them that. They're actually Dominican. So, yeah.
Or the one comment, they call them angry
Latino.
Black Mexicans.
Yeah, that's what we had one comment call them that, which is completely un-PC, but it was a while back.
Yeah,
they're just without being offensive. So there's a little bit of a
great food,
anger and tension. Yeah, so that happened.
I was talking about all the tension between Puerto Ricans and Dominicans.
There's different levels of racism within the Black community.
Honestly, when I went to Puerto Rico and there was a Dominican cab driver, it says that only happens in New York. I live in New York. And that doesn't happen down here. That only happens in New York. I think it's a territorial grab in New York kind of a thing. It doesn't happen in the islands. Like they all get along in the islands. Yeah,
that's so crazy.
I think it's because it's cold. It's nice in the islands. There's no reason to fight. Everybody's in like, hey, we're chill. Let's have a margarita. Have a pina colada.
I mean, they might not be an oppressed group there like they are here.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
better rum.
Yeah.
That solves everything.
Yeah, but overall, I had a good experience living in Washington Heights in that community. It's very much like the musical.
Musical?
Yeah.
It's melodramatic?
No, In the Heights.
Yeah. It's like the In the Heights musical.
They did a really good job about capturing the community up there. But yeah, I saw the video last night, and I was like, oh God. Last thing we need is not people of color being discriminatory towards each other, because that exists. That exists.
Well, that's what happened in South Africa for a long time. And a lot of that is intentionally driven by white leaders at times in South Africa. Like they pinned tribes against each other. They played, and these are tribal.
I'm talking about here.
Well, no, but I'm saying it's. I know it to be very, very prominent there, but people here, people have disagreements that have nothing to do with race. People have power struggles. Every community is filled with a-holes and morons. Every community has greedy people.
I mean, every community has racists. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And every community has homophobia and sexism and.
They were looting King of Prussia. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sure. So, I think racism is only one small part of the problem. It's a big part of the problem, but it's only one part of the problem. In general, people too often treat other people like crap, and it's not always a racist thing. People just treat people like crap, and the racist. Not to discount the racism either. Racism is huge. It's terrible, and I'm most offended because I grew up in the '80s thinking, oh, this is history. They fixed this. The civil rights movement happened before I was born.
In a very diverse county because if you look at
wealthy too, like relatively.
Yeah, if you look at the stats of Montgomery County and you look it up on I guess whatever the metrics on that, or I don't know what to call, but it's actually, and it still is even more so, and was when we grew up, one of the most diverse, culturally diverse communities in the world to live in. So then we had a lot of people that worked for the government, or ultimately a lot of people around that area. Why did they stand? Why did they think the marchers in the beginning? Dakota, they started attacking Asian people. Yeah. Well, yeah, China. Gosh, oh my gosh, China. Well, that was more attacking the actual country leadership and the politics, but yeah, black white problems, subgroups, national. Yeah, there is that, and then we have, from what I've been told, there, like I said, there's different levels of racism in that community, simply based on your skin color, if it's darker or lighter or whatever, that actually played a role in the community. And it's sad, but either way, it is racism. So in addition to being on the receiving end of racism from white people, you have it in your own community from people that might be less mixed families or whatever you might call it.
I feel like on any given day, they were physically
attacking Asian people.
Yeah.
Really? Were they physically attacking Asian? I remember them. I didn't hear about that actually, but it didn't surprise me. Jane said John Boyega gave a really powerful speech. I didn't see it, but I have seen a lot of celebrities went in and protested. And I think John Cusack got attacked and gassed. He's an odd one. His politics are weird. He's like an anti-vaxxer. So I'm not sure what to think of him.
And he was spreading some weird crap at the beginning of this virus.
And the mayor's daughter got arrested for protesting. And she's mixed because, his wife is black, so they have mixed children.
What was the story? She wasn't wearing a mask when she was arrested or something?
I don't know the whole detail. I just know that she was arrested. Yeah, that's weird. And then who else did we see out there? I've seen just they got their masks on, so it's good because they can kind of hide. But there's a lot of them quietly protesting. So
I like to call on everybody, and again, I feel like we're preaching the choir here, right? I feel like as collectively, everyone in this chat is in somewhat the same page, with varying degrees of anger and frustration and concern for different things. But I feel like we're basically on the same page. But I think calling out to the world in general to let go of little crap, I feel like the amount of negative energy spent on minor things. One, when big things happen, we're not prepared. We're already in a bad place. We're not able to process, But in general, little tiny things build up to big things, to animosity and that kind of stuff. And there's so many people. I have somebody in my two high school friends, I think, or people I knew from high school. I didn't know them that well, and they both commented on one of my comments. I was doing a lot of Facebooking yesterday morning, and I deleted most of them because it was a little too much. But
I don't do Facebook that much because people are idiots.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you I blocked your cousin.
No.
Because he went all caps, went on this whole rant. I'm done. I'm sorry. He already attacked me once, and I'm like, it was totally not on topic for what I said. They started saying, it's Obama's fault. This is all Obama's fault. Race relations are worse than ever because of Obama. I'm like, wait, what? What? Drop the ball?
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
You couldn't put the cookie in the jar.
Well, so the one girl, apparently the one friend from high school was defending Trump in 2016, voted for Trump. And the other one, and they were good friends, right? And apparently she was saying, no, you can't vote for Trump. He's this, this, and this, and ended up blocking her. And whatever happened 3 years ago. And so the friend who voted for Trump has come around and said, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Oh, there's help, guys.
Yeah, no, there's quite a few out there. I was wrong. I am sorry. And I said, I think two of you need to like come together, but they're still like tit for tat going at each other.
Arguing with each other?
Yeah, on my feed. I said, listen, I think we should embrace those. We should embrace those that have seen the light. You know what I mean? The people that have, I think a lot of people voted for Trump because they knew they didn't like Hillary. They didn't know how bad Trump was. And we all kind of said it. We all kind of saw it.
I knew he was bad. I didn't know.
None of us thought he was going to be this bad. The people that still think he's good after everything he has said and done.
Some of the things that he said.
God help my parents.
Some of the things that he said early on, I was like.
My mom has condemned a couple of things.
He's always said things. The whole birther movement. I was like, he's just an ass. Yeah. He's obviously.
Well, to which my dad said, "How is that racist?" Like, wait, what?
No, I don't even want to talk about
that. What?
Yeah, and then to say, the whole thing about the Mexicans coming in, they're stealing, they're raping, all this stuff. Like, it was very ignorant remarks. At some point, I was watching a debate, and it was like Marco Rubio, and Ted Cruz, and Paul Ryan, and Trump. They were all still debating each other. It was a Republican debate to be the candidate. And the issue of health insurance came up, and he was the only one. Get this. Trump was the only one out of all of them that said, I will not let people die in the street. He was like, I'm not going to let people die in the street. And all they could do was like ask him, well, how are you going to pay for this? How are you going to pay for this? I was like, oh my God, how is Trump the less of the evils here? These guys are all bad. But oh my God, Trump is a horrible person. He's the one that's saying he's not going to let people die in the street. Oh my God, what is wrong? So he's probably changed that since then. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't believe he said that. And I was like, wow, how is Trump the lesser of all the evils here? It was just like insane. I was like, I guess if they're going to pick one, I guess it should be him. Because they're all pretty bad. They're all really bad. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe how they were more concerned about money. That their only concern was when he said he wasn't going to let someone die in the street was, well, how are you going to pay for them not doing that? Like, what? How do you pay for bailing out Wall Street? I don't understand. How are you going to pay your bill?
I don't know. I don't even want to go back any farther.
So anyways, they finally took down the Jane used to go on anti-racism marches in the 80s. It just all came back around. They finally took down the Frank Rizzo. Oh, yeah, Rizzo's.
They did?
Yeah.
In Philadelphia?
Yes, it's down.
Oh, wow.
Last night.
Well, some good came out of this. That's why I never even heard about that before.
Chinese supermarket. A friend of mine from Pakistan said she's experiencing a lot of racism from other ethnic groups besides whites. That doesn't surprise me. A member of our parliament retweeted Trump is the best president since Reagan. Eesh. That's bad. How can you even say that? He's kind of a dictator. When it's the First Amendment right, it's a dictator.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, yesterday, man, it would be so different if we had Hillary. I know. So many times I've thought that if we had a Hillary, I think a lot less people would be dead from that disease. A lot less people would have been killed by COVID.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think now we would have we wouldn't be still locked down here. Mm-hmm. We'd be opening in phases. We might not have even had to lock down. Mm-hmm. Certain countries never did. Like, certain countries took extreme measures at the beginning, but because of that, they got it under control earlier, and they didn't have to stay down for 3 months. New Zealand, we're ready to go. Let's go.
Well, also
they don't have it there now.
We would have known more about what's going on because she would not have dismantled the intelligence community.
The pandemic team.
Well, not just that, but the pandemic intelligence team, the what do you call it? Or I guess the medical division of the Pentagon, and but the whole intelligence breakdown where intelligence is entrusted in October, November, December, when they were saying there's a problem here, they would have started ramping up supplies. They probably would have nationalized the problem, right away. And yeah.
He has legit supporters who said he could murder someone, they'd still support. I know. It's true. It's sad that he still, like, even with all this going on, he still has like 40%.
Well, the number of that are approving what he's doing in the last week is down to 30 something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that number is down.
Still
doesn't mean they're not going to vote for him.
Still 30%.
I don't know, like the amount of people are going to vote for him has changed because there's so many. I got a robocall. I don't know if I told you about this.
No.
I got a robocall. I tweeted about it. I Facebooked. I said, did anybody else get this robocall? I got a robocall from someone calling Asian Joe has done this with China. Asian Joe. They're trying to get he's Asian Joe now.
You got a racist robot?
A robocall.
But it sounds racist.
Well, no, they Joe Biden, Asian Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's racist.
Yeah, well, he's not. They're not calling him Asian, but they're saying his dealings with China. You know, he's gonna sell us out to China, and these are the phone calls going out. And it was a Florida Republican committee.
Why are they calling us? We don't want anything to do with
I have
Florida.
no idea, and yeah, so that's the lies that are going out there.
Lacey said best thing to come out of this was me reaching out to my 300 plus students, parents, and getting so many positive responses from it. That's good. That's great. Don says, hate to say it, but once I write someone off, they're gone for good, but that's just me. Yeah, that's it really hard. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. There's someone in the fandom that was recently outed as a hardcore Trump supporter on Twitter, and it was so disappointing. They had all these crazy tweets. I've seen a few, actually.
I blocked a few at one point.
I've seen a few that
People that we've made friends with at the events too.
I've seen a few. I don't block them. I just, if they say something I don't like, I mute them. Or if they say something to me that I don't like, then I will. A
couple of them came at me.
I will ignore them.
Trying to convince me that Trump.
I'm not going to argue with I'm not going to argue with someone that's already that can't be argued. I'm not going to change their mind on social media. I think it's a valid argument to say that our First Amendment rights are being taken away, and you cannot. That's a fact. They did silence protesters, so I don't. That's a First Amendment right. You can arrest the looters, the criminals that are going in and taking advantage of the protests, or you can arrest these other organized groups that are going in posing as protesters to make them look bad. I mean, we have the intelligence, we have FBI, they can go undercover too and figure out who these people are.
Yeah.
And you can arrest the actual legitimate people that are actually just going in and looting, but you cannot arrest and silence people that are walking peacefully with a sign. There's no law against it. It's in the Constitution. The first, and the press as well too. They have freedom of press is in the First Amendment, so you can't argue with these people.
You know, I love, there's a meme going around, one of the few that I retweeted. I usually like to retweet of things because so many of them end up being false. The one I retweeted about a protester sign from the COVID protesters, and the sign was wrong. It was and like you go on Snopes, and I should have done it, but it says, yeah, that was a photoshopped meme. But the one that was going around saying there was like a Twitter feed on Huffington Post, I think they were promoting it, and it was somebody had tweeted all the different times white people protested for far less, and you know, starting fires and looting because their team won or lost the Super Bowl or the NBA championships, or you know, hockey. They lost, so they went and destroyed their town. You know, all the times white people did these things because I forget some of the other reasons.
There's a lot of videos of white people among these protests doing things, setting fires. I've seen so many videos of that.
Yeah, those might be the outside forces in a lot of cases. You know what I mean? That woman who got arrested in Brooklyn was from the Catskills. You know, and we don't know if she's white supremacist or so-called Antifa. You don't know if she's left or right, but she's an extremist from the Catskills. She's not somebody living here protesting, hey, these people. And I don't think anybody like the regular protesters threw bombs inside of police cars. Those were not protesters of George Floyd.
No.
Those are the anarchists
And there are
that are trying to
anarchists.
make, and they do it hoping to make the protesters look bad in most cases. Or
they just want.
They are taking advantage of the protesters' cover to go steal shit.
They want the world to turn into the Joker movie.
Yeah.
With just chaos.
Right.
To turn New York.
Some people just want to see the world burn.
Gotham City.
Yeah.
But that's not what this is about. This is about police brutality. Should be about the conversations have shifted.
Yeah.
Because our constitutional rights have been infringed on. And I don't know if it's all been to shift the conversation away what it should be, which is Black Lives Matter. I don't know. I don't know if it was like a natural shift, domino effect, or just like a whole turn of events. Like it just set off this whole fireworks of events that this prompted. Mute.
I'm done.
You just unfollowed. Oh. Still following a couple people who are right wing. If I see people retweeting or liking Dumps tweets, I'll mute them. Unless they're commenting on it.
If they're abusing other people. I had a friend, a comic friend, who is she's not even right wing. She's a Trump supporter. I can't figure out why. Other than I think it's because of his support for Israel. She's not your stereotypical Trump supporter, but there's a whole bunch of New Yorkers, when you find out they're Trump supporters, like, oh, really?
Why?
Never saw that coming. A lot of the comedy community, very much so. And I think it might go back to a little bit at some point when I think it was it Tipper Gore that was leading the big censorship thing at some point 20 some years ago. I don't know if it was during or before or after Clinton, but Al Gore's wife was on this massive, but like this left-wing censorship thing. And I think it stems back to that. I might be wrong. I don't quote me on that kind of a thing, right? But a lot of the comedy world, especially the older kind of the guys at the bar that like telling, dumb blonde jokes and Oriental jokes.
Oh, yeah, those very chauvinistic men.
Whatever, racist jokes.
The old school.
And they say, we're not racist, but we want to be able to tell racist jokes. We're not sexist, but we want to be able to tell sexist jokes. She's okay with it.
That's not okay. That's not how it works.
Right. So, yada, 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 yada. There's a lot in that world. And I hear them, and I think they don't realize how racist they are. Or, it's one of those things. But
vote for Batman.
She will come on and say why she feels a certain way and then get attacked. People on the left attacking her, tearing her apart. And I say, she's still a friend. I don't agree with her on most things nowadays, but she has been respectful. She has been ridiculous in Facebooking her support for Trump. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I talk to her and I don't make the connection. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Some people I've talked to and I realize I get it. And maybe it's just people of a certain age, but she's only a few years older than me. She's like,
I don't get it.
50 something, right? Not even, maybe 52, right?
No matter how old you are.
I don't get it, but she's generally respectful. She's just like, that's how I feel, that's how I believe.
How can anyone argue against what happened? How can you argue that was okay? How can you watch it?
Because they watch Fox News at the wrong hour that shows them what they want to show them.
How can you but did they show the video of George Floyd getting murdered?
But they see what they do is they see the looting, and they say, "Good, we need that to stop the looting." They don't say in certain circles, they don't admit in certain circles, the people that he mowed down were not looters. Yeah, and the looting that happened that night, what he did to those protesters in the park that were being. Well, what Trump did to the protesters 2 nights ago.
Well, yeah, he told
everyone. William Barr.
He told everyone.
And William Esper.
That we were every protester now. Yeah. If you are exercising your First Amendment right, you're Antifa now.
Right.
That he's classified everyone as Antifa.
Well, basically, he attacked the peaceful protesters, and it did nothing because that night there was horrible looting all around the country. The people he attacked were not the people you needed to send the police to get. And the people that were, and the looters are not around the White House.
No.
Because there's nothing to steal over there. It's all business and museums and government buildings with not a lot to steal. The looters are like on I Street, like their version of Fifth Avenue, where all the Gucci stores are and whatnot. Yeah. And mowing down these peaceful protesters, apparently, like according to everybody that was there, like nobody was even throwing bottles because even in the peaceful protests,
they were live on all the news channels.
Yeah.
And people just saw it.
Yeah,
all the reporters were like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, they said that this is fine. Well, Garrett Haig got pelted by something. You wasn't sure if it was a rubber bullet or what.
He went running and he said shit or something.
He's like,
shit.
Yeah.
Or he's like, we were just standing there, nothing's happening. I get hit.
Just hearing people curse. Now, there's a lot of cursing on network news these days.
You know, when you're reporting and you get hit with a bullet, any bullet, rubber or whatever, it's not good. And
it's live, so every once in a while somebody, it wasn't Chris Rock dropped the F-bomb, I think, and he was like, oops, sorry.
Did you do it during the news conference?
During the news conference with Cuomo. And it says,
that's all right.
Oh, sick of this shit. I mean, stuff, yeah. And I was like, oh, sorry. And it's like, it's fun, It's and it's New York. Kids up here have heard worse. So
they want the violent. They need it as an excuse. Well, the thing is, a good leader would try to do everything to diffuse this violence. He inserted himself into this.
Yeah, he's made it worse.
He's made it like everything. He's turned it into a us versus them issue instead of saying, "Hey," and he did initially condemn what happened, the murder, the killing. But then after that, when the protests started breaking out, stuff started coming out.
Yeah.
And then he started calling people thugs.
Yep.
And that looters will be shooter. I forgot, the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Yeah.
This is bad. That's not going to de-escalate. That's actually going to escalate.
Well, the problem is also
it just was dominoed.
He's surrounded by advisors that are worse politically than he is. Like for him, it's not even an ideology. He's just an incompetent fool.
Yeah.
And all he cares about is getting reelected. But he's surrounded by people that want him to get reelected because they have an agenda. I don't even know if he has an agenda. I think if he had an agenda, he'd be much more focused in his messaging. The people around him have an agenda to keep him in power because it allows them to get away with all their crap that's going on behind the scenes. And yada, yada, yada. But I can't talk about this anymore because I need to teach kids comedy later and not curse them out. I need to go vent. Air, just breathe. I mean, I need to go breathe. I need to I vented, and now I'm exhausted because all that emotional energy is draining.
I feel better being able to talk about it.
Yeah, and if you guys, I was really healthy. I've been feeling good. I've been watching too much news yesterday, the one day, but in general, again, doing these comedy shows, doing these comedy classes, I have a bunch of all of a sudden adult comedy students. And if you guys want to come play and learn how to do some stand-up comedy, and it really is just telling a story about,
Is your dad in those?
My dad's in there, and he's behaving. Although he did tell a bunch of topless stories. It was like going around in topless beaches, and there was a younger woman, an older woman, and they were okay with it. But I was like, oh, this is not good.
God.
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable. And he did something about, that was funny. I was there was a girl who went to school in Wooten, a woman. She's, a couple years younger than us, but she went to Wooten. And he says, I got a Wooten story. We went to a football game over there, and we lost. The Gaithersburg lost. But I remember saying, how do we lose? They got all those Chinese players. I was like, oh, God, help me.
Wait, you went to your game?
Yeah, a football game. I was in the band.
You were in the band.
I was in the band. He liked the football.
Yeah, that's
he liked the band too. We had a good pep band.
Yeah, that school is next door, not too far from ours. And I think about it, it makes me laugh because I just can't imagine going to a school called Wooten.
Mm-hmm. Wooten.
It's just funny. I was just laughing like Wooten High School.
There are many times my geeky friends and I jumped in the car and says, let's go find some Wooten chicks.
Why?
Because we're stupid.
Yeah.
The time we were going, I told the story the time I went van surfing and got my fingers jammed in the door. The goal was to go find some Wooten chicks. We never found them.
That's ridiculous.
4 years of high school, we never found one.
Dumb.
But yeah, I jumped on top of a van. I'll finish on this. We're gonna get here.
Hey,
And
Don wants to know what's up for tonight.
what's up for tonight? 8:00 improv class. Be our guest, and 7:00 singing class with Ryan Hudzik. But we're having about 4 or 5 other adults.
We were supposed to do a stream on Sunday. We were going to do an improv stream, but then I think we ended up just.
We ended up doing a regular
We
show.
did, yeah. So
Yeah.
But we'll do one Saturday. We'll do
Improv?
No, a regular.
Regular stream. Yeah.
Our show.
Right.
We'll be back on Saturday talking.
Cool, guys.
Instead of having a therapy, is there a Zoom link? We can send you one.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll send it over to you. Actually, Don, did I send you that calendar with all the Zoom links? If I haven't, I'll send that to you. I feel like you burned it.
Night.
You burned it.
Maya will be sleeping.
Don, I think is
Apparently,
officially our
Winterborn.
#1 fan.
Oh, Don, we love you. Send one to Lacey too.
Okay, cool. That'd be fun.
We missed. Apparently, I got a thing. I woke up this morning. I woke up late. It was at least 9:30, 10. Michelle said that around 7 a.m. Winterborn did a live Instagram stream.
Nice.
That's the group that opened for Dave.
On Instagram, or is it saved somewhere?
No, it was on Instagram.
That's what's not saved.
They were doing Instagram live.
All
yeah. Right. And they're fun. The music's fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is my fault because I started babbling, but I really think we need to cut this off.
Okay, guys.
Because
I
can't escape right now.
Okay.
I'm against the wall, and Laurice is there.
I'm not letting you out.
Well, I have to fart.
I'm going.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. I can't get away. I can't.
All right, we're gonna go.
I just can't.
But thanks for tuning in. It's good talking to everybody. We'll see you guys on
Love
Saturday.
You guys.
Love
see
you
you
guys.
soon.
All right, bye. We'll send you guys links. We'll send one to
Everybody dance.
Don, Valerie, and Lacey.
Yeah.
Links.
Yeah.